There is nothing more powerful in this world than a human being whose mind is aligned with their mission in this life. And when your mind won't line up with who you feel destined or born or called to be on a deeper level from your own soul, from the universe, when those things don't line up, what's that called? It's called imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome has two forms: a higher form of imposter syndrome, that's what we were just talking about, and a lower form of imposter syndrome. The higher form is, here's what I feel called to do in this life. I feel called to make art and I don't feel like a real artist. I can't do it. I'm an imposter. But the lower form of imposter syndrome is where a lot of us get stuck. The lower form of imposter syndrome says, this is who I have to be to survive. And who I have to be to survive is so important for me to cling to that any ideas I have about taking control over my life, choosing for myself who I want to be, when you're starting to try and move up here, any time you try and move from the lower to the higher, imposter syndrome kicks in to protect you. The lower form of imposter syndrome says, I have to stay here. I have to stay at this level. I have to stay at this job. I have to stay at this life track, because if I don't, something bad will happen. That imposter syndrome is where a lot of us actually get stuck. We think we're an imposter, not if we go for our highest, holiest mission, because that seems so out of touch. We think we're an imposter if we try and think for ourselves, if we do research about our dream, if we write it down. This part in here, I'm gesturing like your mind, the mind part of ourselves is where it actually all happens, right? This is the part of us that makes plans. This is the part of us that takes action. This is the part of us that has an identity. This is the part of us that's sabotaging us. But are you sabotaging yourself because you're too afraid of doing what you're called to do that makes you happy and brings you joy? Or are you stuck in here because if you leave this, you're going to die? Okay? Now that you know there's two different forms of imposter syndrome, I want you to take a second and ask yourself, what would it take for you to allow your mind to stop aligning this way and to start aligning this way? And if you're lucky, your mind is going to start telling you every reason why you can't. And when you get to that exact moment, write it in the comments, follow me, and we're going to go deeper down this hole because we are going to undo imposter syndrome in our own minds. I am Dr. Arian Wine. I'm a cognitive scientist, and I teach you how to see into the subconscious and heal it, and this is where we begin.